them, and then you're going to have a whole lot of problems. So I'll just line up there like that, turn it back over, and then put another 2 CP screws into the model there like that. There you go, and that's going to obviously attach to where it is on the body. That's how we're looking at the end. Instruction 4. Now I've got to bring the body over. I'm going to be applying this tailgate panel to the body of Dom's charger. Okay, so I've got the body over, we're positioning it. That's got to go to that one there. Right, I've made that mistake, so you haven't got to. I'm just going to tweezers. And if you're wondering why, if you're not clicked on, like me, that can go on one way. That down, see, just there. So you can see the straight edge and then the semicircle. It's got to be like that, placed like that, and the pipe is basically going into the centre of the car. And then what we're going to do is take a KP screw, and from the other side of the car, screw that pipe to the body. Put that on there like that, and then if I just turn the model round, we're going to be attaching it with some PP screws this side of the model. And hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Today I'm building more of Dom's charger, and we're at issues 75 and 76. There's the max. Here's the parts. Guys, if you're not already, remember to subscribe, like, also comment and share. Press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put Dom's charger or any other build on the channel up, and you'll be notified, as I say, so you won't miss a thing. But for now, guys, sit back, relax while I crack on and get this Dom's charger built from Fanhome. Okay then, guys, so here we go. It's issue 75 of Dom's charger from the Fast and Furious franchise. Let's take a quick browse through this mag, and basically what we do, as you can see, is installing the ignition coil. That's pretty cool. So we're going to have to get the model down off the shelf, guys. See by the diagrams here, fitting it into the engine, basically, the ignition coil. Oh, and we're going to be also working on the body, which is pretty cool now, guys, because we're getting well stuck in with this brilliant build. And that's what's going to be at the end of this first part of the video, the first half of stage 75, which is going to take the first half of the video, as I say. Just take a look for the last bit of the mag. There we go. Nice. Oh. Right, so that's the mag. And basically, guys, here's the parts. Not a lot in it, so first half shouldn't be too bad. It's probably going to be worse for me because I've got to get it off the shelf, etc. But yeah, without further ado, guys, sit back, relax. Let's crack on with the Dodge Charger RT from Fanhome. So yeah, guys, here's the parts. This, I think you can tell by looking and listening, is metal. And guys, the finish on that is amazing. Lovely smooth finish, powder coated finish. Look at that. That's going to be going onto the model shortly. And first of all, just a little insight, what we're going to be doing is applying this. This is the coil bracket going on to the inside of the engine bay. So yeah, this is the ignition coil. that's going to be the first thing we're doing today, guys. So bear with me 2 seconds while I go and get the model down and we'll get this fitted. Okay, so here's the model. You can see the engine bay. Basically, guys, we've got to put this just down here, and what we've got to do is remove that CM screw which we've applied many issues ago. So I'll just get my screwdriver. This should be as simply as just taking this one out. It should come out on my screwdriver carefully, does it? Yeah. And then what we've got to do is apply this just there on the chassis and reapply this CM screw. Ah, my bad. That has got to go to that one there. Right, I've made that mistake, so you haven't got to. I'm just going to tweezers. And if you're wondering why, if you're not clicked on, like me, if that goes there, it's not going to be easy enough to put the pipe. I've got to put on in a minute because it's in the way of the horn. So, not a problem. But as I say, I've made that mistake now. You won't, because you'll remember me being a dum-dum making that mistake. So yeah, it's this one here, guys. But I want to show you, warts and all, I could have edited that out and just made the mistake behind the scenes and not told you guys. But look, do you know what I mean? Things happen. In model builds, you do make mistakes. Everything's not always perfect, guys, especially model building. And you guys out there in model building, you know that. So I just thought I'd keep it in the video. And you can see that mistakes do happen, even if there's silly mistakes like that. Right, so I need a bit of a stronger magnetic screwdriver to get that out. Doesn't want to come out this one, guys, but again, I'll leave it in the video. I think sometimes it's cool to see that things don't always go plain sailing. I think that's out. Just needs a bit of persuasion to. There we go, it is out, look. There we go, got it. Yeah, I'm so happy I kept that in. As you can see, things can be resolved, guys. So you've got that little semicircle there. Let's just got to lean on the chassis like so. I like how they've done that, really. I think, look, you've got fake screws there, so it looks like it's been screwed into the chassis, which that would have been impossible to screw, to be fair. So perhaps that's why they've done that. Right, let's get this screwed in. Make sure it's threaded in there. That's it, got that thread in. So could you imagine trying to get a screwdriver in there, guys? Difficult enough doing this bit. Right. Try again. Let's put the screw back on the end of here. I think we've got it this time. Just making sure that that is on where it needs to be. Maybe hold it with some tweezers like so. You just got to make sure you bite that screw and then tighten it up. Right, so that's nice and tight. Now we're going to move on to instruction 2. Guys, the screw you take out is a CM screw, which is that one there, and we're replacing that with a KM screw. Now, on the instructions it's got the KM screw, but I've got a KP screw. And I think that's what it's meant to be, so that might be a mistake, but hey, it's worked. I've put a KP screw in there, but it does say a KM screw on your instructions, but don't try and put your CM screw because it's too short to go through the bracket on there into the chassis again. But anyway, that's that done. Now what we've got to do, just as a turn behind me, I've got to apply this little piece, which was from a past issue, and this is the high voltage terminals. So basically, by the looks of it, we've got to cut these off, this little sprue thing, so I'm going to get that done, and then what we've got to do is attach this blue piping, which is going to the ignition coil. So let me cut these off and we'll get that done. Right, this is very tiny and I don't want to drop it on the floor, but that's what we're looking at. What we're going to do is apply that little pin into the core. What I'm going to have to do is cut the tiny bit of that off. There we go, so that side. Push that into the pipe. This can be time consuming, but I'm thinking this one's going to go in. Okay, yeah. And then there, on the coil, well, the distributor cap, just push that in the middle, the centre of that. There we go. It's got it nice and easy. And then the other side of the pipe has to go into what we've just applied to the chassis, onto the pin on the top of the coil. And that on, yeah. If you struggle doing this with your hands, guys, use tweezers. They usually do help. Just take your time. And worst case, if it's not happening for you, what I find is if you put the end of it in your mouth, it makes it a bit soggy, if that makes sense. I can't think of the word, but it makes it get on that pin easier. There we go, just doable as you can see. And that is it, that coil and the pipe, the ignition wire, it's all been put on there and it's all fitted together along with this high voltage cable into the distributor, the cap at the top, and obviously into, as I say, to that coil, the ignition coil. So that's it for now for this part of the build, guys, this part of the model. Now I'm going to get the other part of the vehicle, the body, turn it upside down with a cloth, and we're going to be attaching this pipe, which is basically the fuel hose. So let me get it over, let's get that done. So for this part, guys, instruction 3, we've got this piece here, which is the fuel hose. Basically you've got this shape here, like a D shape, that can only go on one way. I'll move that down a sec, just there. So you can see the straight edge and then the semicircle, it's got to be like that, placed like that, and the pipe is basically going into the centre of the car. And then what we're going to do is take a KP screw, and from the other side of the car, screw that pipe to the body. So I've just got that KP screw out. Now you're screwing into plastic here, guys, so you shouldn't have a problem getting this screwed in. Maybe a bit fiddly, but we'll see how we get on. So what I think I'm going to do is turn it round, and then if I just guide that into the hole there, what I might do then is just start it off and see how we get on. Right, so I've started that off. If I turn it back over now, there we go. What you want to do is make sure that's in the position it needs to be, which is that, like that. And we've got to just tighten that screw up in that position. Again, just double check. See, I think you can see that on camera, guys. We've basically got the semicircle of the pipe there. And I think that's how that's supposed to be looking, to be fair. Yeah, and the D shape is where it's supposed to be also. So that's how that's looking. I'll leave it a bit loose, and then if we do have to twist it by any way with where this connects, we can do that further down the line, but that's how that's looking. Now we're moving on to instruction 4, which is going to be putting the left boot panel to this part of the build. So what we're going to do is this piece here, which is metal. Right, this wants to be, let me look, I'm thinking like that. So I'll just tilt that to the side. That's how that's looking, guys. And yeah, now what we're going to do is screw that into place. So I'll just see what screws we've got to use and we'll get that done. Right, so this is the other view where we're putting the screws in, guys, which are the SM screws. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So just bear with me if you've got my hands in front of the shot for you. Sorry, I've just got to get these screwed in. And you know, guys, stay tuned to the end of the video, and if you've missed anything due to how I've got the camera angle or my hands in the way, obviously screwing things together, watch the little bit of an outro at the end, and that'll show you a close-up of what we've done in today's video and every video I do, guys. Right, so these are what I'm screwing in. So what I'm going to do is just turn the model round, get in position. I know you can't see a lot at the minute, guys, but I will keep it rolling, keep the camera rolling. You can see how easy this bit is to do, or hard. Right, so that's the second screw in. Do that nice and tight. Right, and then the third one. You may want to go in like a zigzag formation as well, and it evens the panel out. You are screwing them in, and you might not find it as hard to get your screws in. Yeah, I'll put these other two in, and then I'll show you how it's looking at this stage. Nice and tight. Little tip as well, when I was lining the holes up, that had to move a millimetre, and it did help it putting the panel into position where it needs to be. So if you're finding it difficult to put your panel where it should be and lining the holes for the screws up, just fiddle it about a bit, guys. You'll do it. That's model building for you. Right, so where's the last one? There it is. I know you can't see a lot at the minute, guys. Just bear with. Just get this last one in. There we go. And that's how that's looking. And that is it for this issue in the first half of the video. So what I've done is I've just basically put all these screws, 5 of them, and then that is the result. Got the hose pipe thing for the fuel, and that's the panel, making it nice and flush. So that's the video, guys. Let's crack on and get into issue 76. Okay, so racing down the road, issue 76. Let's have a quick look through this magazine. Got the famous actresses, and then we'll get straight into what we're doing. Basically, we are doing the rear body panels in this issue. There we go. So that's looking, and that's how that's going to be at the end of today's issue. You can't see a lot because obviously it's all black and coloured, but I'll go through it with you guys, and then at the end of these 2 issues of this video I will show you a nice little outro of what's been going on. Right, so that's the mag. There's the parts. There's not much to show you now. There's just 2 panels and some screws. So I'm going to get these out and we'll crack on with instruction 1 of 76. Okay, so instruction 1, guys, and 2 is all about putting this panel on the inside of the body of the car. So what we're going to be doing is, if you just see this part here, and you've also got one just here, which we're going to start off with today, guys. So what you're going to do is take this panel, and it slots into place, easy as that. Put that on there like that, and then if I just turn the model round, we're going to be attaching it with some PP screws this side of the model. And let me just look, there is 5. So you can see these holes here. I'm going to attach these PP screws into there to attach this panel. I'll quickly do that now and then show you the result. So I'll just show you the first one going in. I'll just get on the screwdriver. And then you just simply screw it in to the panel. And this is plastic, guys, this panel, so it's very easy to screw the screws in. I'll tell you what, I'll leave us running on camera. I could have turned it off. I just pushed my chair back. I could have turned it off then, but no, I'm going to show you everything I'm doing today. There we go, that's the second one in. Third one. Oops. Don't want to go in. This does happen, guys, to go with it. Let's go to another one. Go back to that in a minute. And if you can hear something brushing against something, it's my beanie hat rubbing against the lights, which is right above my head and very warm. And let's get this one done. Right, so let's try again. So the last one, guys, is just going here. Get that nice and tight. There we go. And that is all the way to instruction 2. Done. Brilliant. So let's crack on, get to the next one. So now we've got the other panel, and you've probably guessed it. This is going to be going this side, which is the right inner panel. And then what we've got to now, if I just turn that over and show you, is put 5 screws this side of the panel to get that connected. We've already seen the left one, so I'll get that done off camera. And that is it, guys. Instruction 4 was all about securing the panel with the PP screws. So we have got the left and the right now fitted to those panels. Stay tuned to the end. Oh, and also we've done that panel and the piping to the fuel tank. So stay tuned to the end, guys. I'll give you a nice outro so you can see what we've done close up. Come back next time. Take care. And that is it for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video of Dom's charger from Fanhome. You can just see it here, just to the left of my shoulder. Been a cool issue today, guys. We've had the actual model down and the body of the model, so we're working on both there, like with the actual where the chassis is, you've got the engine bay, etc. Love getting this thing down, guys, actually working on it now and see it evolve. And not long now, guys. I mean, we're on 76. There is quick maths. Yeah, about 54. I think that's right without thinking about it. Yeah, about 54 issues left, guys, and Dom's charger will be complete. And then guess what? Another one's got to come to the channel, another build. What that be, I ain't got a clue. But for now, guys, that is it. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Coming up next, I may do 3 issues of the Titanic, 130, 131 and 132. Brilliant. So those are coming up to the channel next, whether it'll be one at a time or 2, depending what I'm doing each issue, guys, because these can be very long issues if you're at not difficult, but a busy stage of the build. So we'll see how I get on. I'll try and do 3 all at once, but if not, worst case, I'll do 1 and then maybe 2, depending, like I say, what's involved in those issues. So remember to subscribe, guys. Click that subscribe button. You'll always be notified every time I put something up. For example, when the Titanic goes up, you will be notified. You won't have to worry about missing a thing, and come along with me with my channel, Rich43, and all the builds I'm doing at the minute. And guys, I've got a lot going on. Take a look through the playlist. You'll see all my new builds and all the existing builds, maybe previous builds. Pretty cool. Bit of time for you to watch stuff if you want to get away from the real world, or you just want to watch me build models. For example, 2 of my new builds is the new Ferrari 330p, and we've got a Ducati build, the first bike build I've ever done. So yeah, I won't keep you anymore. Check them out, guys. But for now, that is it. Take care. I'll see you the next one. See ya. Peace.